You may wonder why I continue asking you to place your trust in me. Child, I do this because I see your potential as clearly as I see your pain. I see how the trials you face could either shape you into a vessel of compassion or drive you into bitterness. I long to help you choose the former path, one of spiritual growth and renewed purpose. Even your deepest wounds can become channels of empathy toward others who suffer if you will entrust them to me. Believe me when I say that nothing is wasted in my hands. The tears you have cried, the lessons you have learned, and the heartache you have endured are all threads in the tapestry of your life. When woven together by my grace, they form a masterpiece of redemption, beauty, and wisdom. Yes, I know you also carry regrets. You sometimes lament the seasons you feel you squandered, the relationships you allowed to fracture, or the moments you spoke words you cannot take back. Let me remind you, I am the God of second chances and third chances, and infinite chances if you remain open to my correction. My mercy is not rationed like a scarce resource. It flows abundantly to all who seek it with humility. My love is not deterred by your mistakes, nor is my plan for your life canceled by your failures. When you sincerely come to me with a repentant spirit, you will find forgiveness that renews your heart and arms you with a fresh resolve to do better. Sometimes you may feel confused by the pace of change in your life. Either it arrives too slowly or it barrels in too quickly, leaving you struggling to adjust. My beloved child, remember, I hold the times and seasons in my capable hands. I am neither early nor late. If there is a delay in the fulfillment of your prayers, it might be because I am cultivating a certain strength or virtue in you, patience, perseverance, or a deeper reliance on me. If blessings arrive swiftly, do not let them make you complacent or proud. Instead, see them as an opportunity to pour into others what you yourself have received. Trust that I orchestrate all things with perfect wisdom. I do not toy with your life. I only seek to guide you toward an outcome that brings you closer to my heart and to the abundant life I have envisioned for you. My child, let me speak to your fears. Perhaps you are afraid of what lies ahead, worried about finances, health, or the stability of your relationships. Fear can be paralyzing, robbing you of hope and clouding your judgment. But I remind you, do not fear. I am your shield and your fortress. In me, you will find safety. Fear often magnifies problems while faith looks beyond them to the one who can solve them. If you feel overwhelmed, lay each anxious thought at my feet. You do not have to face these worries alone. I am your ever-present help, waiting for you to hand over the burdens you were never meant to carry by yourself. Also, be mindful of the whispers of self-doubt that suggest you are too flawed for my blessings. The truth is, I delight in working through those who feel inadequate, for my strength is made perfect in human weakness. I chose humble shepherds, overlooked children, and fearful warriors throughout history to accomplish my grand purposes. Therefore, do not disqualify yourself based on what you see as limitations. Bring your humble heart, your surrender, your willingness to be molded by my word. You will discover that my power can accomplish wonders when you submit even the smallest ounce of faith to me. I see your heartfelt desire for unity within your home. Maybe you feel tension among family members, as though the peace you crave slips away when harsh words flare up. There is no family situation too tangled for my grace to unravel. It may take time, and it certainly requires consistent prayer, but I assure you that reconciliation is possible when hearts are softened by my Spirit. Let go of the notion that everything depends on you alone. Extend forgiveness readily, apologize when you are wrong, and treat those around you with dignity and compassion. In so doing, you create an atmosphere in which my presence can flourish. Remember, A gentle answer can turn away wrath, and a moment of kindness can sow seeds of peace that bloom unexpectedly later. Sometimes, my beloved child, you hold on to pain because it has become familiar. The thought of release might feel scarier than the pain itself. You wonder, what if I let go of this hurt and open myself up, only to be wounded again? My heart aches at the heaviness you carry. Trust me when I say that in letting go, you free yourself to move forward into the blessings I have prepared for you. Unforgiveness and bitterness act like chains, binding you to old wounds. But I am a chain breaker. I come to set you free, to lift the weights from your shoulders, so you can walk unencumbered. Every day, bring your hurts and sorrows to me in prayer. Ask me to help you release them, and watch as my healing power slowly but surely mends your heart. I also want to caution you about distractions that pull you away from my presence. The noise of the world can be deafening, filling your mind with constant demands and unending comparisons. If you spend every moment scrolling through updates, worrying about the future, or trying to fill every pause with activity, you leave little room for my voice. I speak in moments of stillness, in the hush of reverent prayer, and in the pages of my word. Cherish quiet intervals in your day. Turn off the noise and invite me to speak. Then listen, not just with your ears, but with your heart. You will be amazed at the clarity and direction you gain when you cultivate these sacred pauses. I encourage you to celebrate small victories. Sometimes you wait for a grand breakthrough and overlook the gentle improvements and minor accomplishments that happen along the way. Did you wake up today feeling a bit more peaceful? Did you find the strength to show kindness to someone who usually irritates you? Did you hold your tongue in a moment of frustration? These are not insignificant events. They are signs of growth and transformations that I am guiding within you. Rejoice in them, for gratitude keeps you aware of my active role in your life. As you practice gratitude, you open the door for greater blessings to flow because you train your heart to recognize every gift I pour out. My beloved child, let me remind you, I am shaping you for a greater purpose. Your life is not a random series of events. I have placed passions within you, unique talents, dreams, and burdens for particular causes. Pay attention to them. Often they are clues to the special assignment I have destined for you. If you have a passion for comforting the brokenhearted, ask me how you can be an instrument of compassion. If you feel drawn to teach, serve, or create, present these inclinations before me and ask for wisdom to develop them. When you operate within your God-given calling, you experience a deeper fulfillment than any worldly achievement could offer. Yet in following your calling, remember that humility is key. You do not walk this path for personal glory, but for the honor of the one who sends you. Stay rooted in my word, for it will guide your choices and keep pride from taking root. Pride can subtly slip in when you begin to witness success or receive praise. Guard your heart with the understanding that every gift and ability ultimately comes from me. Use them to serve and uplift others. When you do, you align yourself with my heart, because I value people above things, compassion above material wealth, and sincerity above hollow displays of religiosity. I also want to speak to those moments when you feel as though you have reached the end of your endurance. Perhaps you say, "Lord, I cannot keep going. The demands of life exceed the strength I have left." Remember, my child, that your limitations are not a surprise to me. I formed you, and I know your capacity. I also provided you with my Spirit, the same power that raised my Son from the dead. If I can breathe life into what was once lifeless, can I not also breathe renewed strength into you? When you stand at the brink of exhaustion, lift your eyes to me. Draw upon my limitless energy through prayer. Release the pressure you have placed on yourself. Learn the difference between perseverance and unnecessary striving. I will supply you with the stamina needed for each day, but I also call you to rest regularly in me, trusting that the world will not unravel if you pause to find restoration. Be attentive. I sometimes bring people into your life to be helpers, mentors, or companions for the journey. Do not let pride or fear of vulnerability keep you from receiving their support. Likewise, be open to how I might use you to bless others. A simple gesture, a phone call, a note of encouragement, a shared meal can have profound effects in my kingdom. Even in your pain, you can lift someone else's spirit, and in so doing, you may discover the healing balm of selfless love. Life is meant to be a network of shared burdens, shared victories, and shared joys. You are part of a much larger story, one in which your piece of the puzzle is indispensable. I invite you again to pray. Pray not merely as a ritual, but as a lifeline. Begin your day with me, offering your plans and concerns, and then remain watchful throughout the day for how I respond. Sometimes, my answers come through gentle nudges in your spirit. Other times, they may arrive through the words of another person or a circumstance you did not expect. When you end your day, bring your gratitude, your confusion, and even your disappointments to me. Let my presence envelop you like a warm blanket that shields you from the cold winds of worry. As you continue listening, my child, recall the times in the past when I made a way for you. Let your memory of my faithfulness in former days fuel your hope for the challenges you face now. I have been consistent in my love for you, from the moment you first trusted me until this present hour. If you doubt, look at my word, where my promises remain steadfast through every generation. Remind yourself that I am unchanging in my character. I still break chains of addiction, still heal broken families, still restore shattered dreams, and still comfort the grieving heart. You may feel the stir of impatience, especially when you see others moving forward while you feel stalled. Do not be deceived by comparisons. Your timeline is unique. I have not forgotten you, nor have I sidetracked you needlessly. Some journeys require more preparation. Certain dreams might need deeper, more solid roots before they can blossom without collapsing. Trust my process. It is not my desire to merely give you fleeting success. I want to establish you on a foundation that endures. And rest assured, no matter how slow or winding your path may seem, my grace is sufficient for each step. In those moments when you feel completely unseen and unappreciated, remember that I see you. I recognize your diligent efforts, your hidden sacrifices, the times you chose love over bitterness, and the times you maintained faith when you could have succumbed to despair. You are never lost in the crowd. I know your name intimately, and I hold you in my heart. Even if the world never applauds your faithfulness, your reward in my kingdom is secure. I weigh the intentions and the purity of your heart, not merely the outward results. My beloved child, I welcome you once again into the sanctuary of my presence. Draw near and allow yourself to rest from all that troubles you. I see the questions forming in your mind, deep, persistent worries about the future, the safety of your loved ones, and the condition of your heart. I hear the silent pleas you whisper into the night, wondering if anyone truly understands the battles you face. Know this: I see every tear, I feel every tremor of your spirit, and I care deeply for your well-being. Your hurts are not invisible to me, nor are your joys ever overlooked. I stand ready to embrace you in my unfailing love. I realize that the weight of responsibilities in your life can sometimes feel overwhelming. Perhaps you are struggling to provide for your family, to maintain harmony under your roof, or to preserve hope when everything around you seems unsteady. My beloved, you were never intended to carry these burdens on your own. Day by day, moment by moment, I invite you to hand each concern over to me. Place your anxieties, your dreams, and your uncertainties at my feet. It is not a sign of weakness to ask for my help. It is the essence of true faith. When you surrender, you make room for miracles, for transformations that go beyond human capability. My child, I know that the voices around you can be harsh, at times even condemning. Friends, colleagues, or even family members may misunderstand your motives or criticize your choices. You might feel tempted to conform to their expectations, to change who you are for the sake of acceptance. But I call you to a higher identity, an identity rooted in my eternal truth. You are not defined by fleeting opinions or changing trends. You are defined by my love, which sets you apart as precious in my sight. Trust that I know you intimately, that your heart is transparent before me, and that I delight in every sincere effort you make to honor me with your life. There will be moments when you doubt your own worthiness, questioning if you deserve my blessings. In these moments, remember that my grace is not earned by merit but bestowed freely out of boundless love. Your past mistakes, your current struggles, and your fears about tomorrow do not disqualify you from my favor. I am the God who chooses the humble, who exalts the contrite of heart, and who fills empty vessels to overflowing. Let this truth sink into your spirit. My eyes behold you with compassion, and my desire is to restore you, to uplift you, and to work miracles in your life. Yet I understand how fragile hope can feel when troubles multiply. You may look around at the chaos and see only barriers instead of possibilities. Hear my voice whispering in the recesses of your heart. I am greater than any challenge you face. I, the creator of the universe, hold every solution. Just as I guided my people through the desert with a pillar of cloud by day and a pillar of fire by night, I will guide you through the trials you encounter. When confusion surrounds you, my word becomes a lamp unto your feet. When despair whispers that all is lost, my spirit will reignite the flame of hope. Trust me enough to keep moving forward, even when you cannot see the outcome. Some of your prayers may still feel unanswered, lingering in the silence, prompting you to wonder if I truly hear. My beloved, be assured that I am attentive to every plea. Sometimes the answer is wait, because my timing is perfect, and I see the tapestry from beginning to end. Sometimes the answer is different from what you expect, as my wisdom surpasses your understanding. I may allow certain doors to close so that a better one can open. I invite you to hold on to faith in the in-between, knowing that my delays are not denials. While you wait, your character is refined, your patience is strengthened, and your reliance on me grows more profound. In your seasons of loneliness, when it seems you stand alone with your convictions, I want you to remember that I am with you. When the world's noise fades and you feel isolated, that is often where you can hear my voice most clearly. Seek me in the quiet. Whether you find yourself praying in the early morning or pondering truth late at night, I am there. In the stillness, I can minister to your soul. Let your tears flow if you must, for tears are a language of the heart that I understand perfectly. In those private moments, I pour out my comfort, cleansing your spirit of burdens you've carried for too long. My child, consider the example of a gardener who prunes the branches of a vine. Though the pruning may look harsh, it ultimately leads to greater fruitfulness. In the same way, the corrections and challenges you face are not meant to break you, but to refine you. When you sense me pointing out an attitude or behavior that hinders you, do not resist. Surrender to the pruning, knowing that I discipline the ones I love. Allow the blade of truth to remove whatever is unhealthy in your heart: bitterness, envy, pride, or resentment. This may be uncomfortable, but on the other side of pruning lies a life brimming with vitality and spiritual abundance. Keep your heart vigilant against discouragement. Doubt may try to slip in through subtle thoughts. I am too old, too young, too inexperienced, too broken. But look at what I have done with willing souls throughout history. I chose people of every age and background to accomplish my purposes, demonstrating that your limitations cannot stand in the way of my power. Your trust in my word, your obedience to my promptings, and your willingness to say yes when I call, that is what I value most. Remember, the miracle is never about the greatness of a human vessel, but about the greatness of the one who fills it. I also urge you to stay connected with others who share your faith. Seek fellowship with those who encourage you to grow spiritually, who remind you of my promises, and who pray for you. No one is meant to journey alone. In the company of believers, you will find strength, accountability, and mutual edification. Lean on one another, intercede for each other's needs, and celebrate victories together. Where 2 or 3 gather in my name, there I am in the midst. Let this truth inspire you to cultivate relationships that inspire your faith and challenge you to walk uprightly. In the midst of your labors, your work, your responsibilities, take time to celebrate small blessings. I see how diligently you apply yourself in your job or your studies, how devotedly you care for your children or your elders, how faithfully you serve in your community or place of worship. Do not overlook the glimpses of my grace that break through each day, the provision of food on your table, the laughter shared with loved ones, the unexpected kindness from a stranger. These moments are like petals forming a fragrant bouquet of my goodness in your life. Stop to smell the roses, metaphorically, and give thanks. In gratitude, you create space for even greater blessings to flow. Be cautious, my beloved child, not to let anger or unresolved conflict fester within you. Anger can become a poison, corroding your joy and dampening the love I pour into your heart. When others wrong you, respond with the grace you have received from me. Forgive, even when it is painful or feels undeserved. Forgiveness is an act of spiritual strength, not weakness. It breaks the chain that binds you to the one who hurt you and frees you to move forward unencumbered. If reconciliation is possible, pursue it with courage. If it is not, then release the situation into my hands, trusting that I will bring about justice in due time. Know, too, that I empathize with your seasons of grief. Sometimes loss can leave you feeling shattered, as though part of you has been torn away. In those moments, I invite you to cling to me with every fiber of your being. I am near to the brokenhearted, a gentle healer who applies a soothing balm to your emotional wounds. Even when you cannot comprehend why certain tragedies occur, let me assure you that I am ever present, capturing each tear in my bottle. Over time, your pain will become a wellspring of compassion, enabling you to comfort others with the comfort you have received. Nothing you endure is without meaning in my redemptive plan. At times, you might feel as if the blessings you read about in Scripture are meant for others, more spiritual people, those you presume are holier or more worthy. Dismiss such thoughts. My child, each promise in my word is available to you. The same power that parted the Red Sea, healed the blind, and resurrected the dead is at work in the hearts of those who believe. Begin to speak. My promises over your life declare that you are more than a conqueror, that no weapon formed against you shall prosper, and that my grace is sufficient for your every weakness. Words of faith grounded in my truth can shift atmospheres and break strongholds. I want to remind you to guard your thoughts. The mind is a battlefield, and the adversary often sows seeds of doubt, fear, and condemnation. When such thoughts arise, counter them with my word. Speak aloud if you must. I renounce fear, for God has given me a spirit of power, love, and a sound mind. Replace every lie with my unwavering truth. Over time, this practice will reorient your internal dialogue, planting peace where anxiety once thrived. Indeed, the transformation of your mind is key to living the abundant life I promised. When you feel restless, as though you have outgrown your current season, seek my face for direction. Sometimes I stir up a holy discontent to nudge you toward new horizons, be it a new mission field, a creative endeavor, or a deeper level of spiritual discipline. Discern carefully through prayer, wise counsel, and the confirmation of my word. Do not be hasty, but also do not be afraid to step out in faith when you sense my leading. I am the one who opens doors that no one can shut. If I lead you somewhere, I will equip you. If I call you to a task, I will provide the resources and strength you need to fulfill it. Trust that my guidance is sure, even if it defies your logic or the expectations of those around you. My beloved child, let us speak of your heart's deepest calling, worship. True worship is not limited to songs on a Sunday or moments of inspired prayer. It is a posture of the heart, a continual acknowledgement of my sovereignty in every aspect of your life. When you do your work with excellence, you worship me by honoring the talents I gave you. When you show kindness to the overlooked, you worship me by mirroring my love. When you keep your promises and maintain integrity, you worship me by reflecting my faithfulness. Live each day as an offering laid on the altar and discover the joy that comes from a life aligned with my purpose. At times, life may push you to the brink, and you find yourself tempted to give up. You might feel that your prayers yield no tangible results, that your efforts are met with failure, or that your patience has been tested beyond its limits. Remember, child, that many of my greatest warriors reached the end of their human strength before witnessing breakthroughs. Do not let the enemy convince you that your story is over. Sometimes, your darkest hour precedes the brightest dawn. In that darkest hour, look up, for I, your Redeemer, shine all the more gloriously against the backdrop of despair. I excel at breathing life into what appears hopeless. My heart is set on blessing you with peace and wholeness. I desire you to know the serenity that transcends understanding, the kind that is not dependent on external circumstances, but rooted in a relationship with me. Let the knowledge of my constant presence calm your racing thoughts. Speak my name when fear rattles your soul. Jesus, the name above every name. In that name, demons flee, storms subside, and hope arises. In my name you find forgiveness for every sin, healing for every wound, and the promise of eternal fellowship with me. Even now, my child, I am touching the corners of your heart that feel numb or neglected. Receive my spirit like a refreshing rain falling upon parched ground. If you have felt dry and distant, open your heart wide, for I long to saturate you with my life-giving presence. Breathe in the fragrance of my mercy. Let it wash away the residue of shame, and allow my love to infuse you with courage to face another day. Let yourself be renewed here, in the quiet intimacy of our conversation. Though I speak with authority, never doubt my tenderness. I, who fashioned the galaxies, am also the one who stands close enough to wipe the tears from your eyes. My majesty does not preclude my compassion. I reign over the highest heavens, yet I lean in to hear every whisper of your soul. You are not an afterthought. You are my cherished child. Your vulnerabilities, your strengths, and your aspirations matter to me. Whenever the world fails to see your true value, remember that I see it clearly. I see your resilience, your hidden acts of kindness, your struggles to stand firm in a culture that often opposes my principles. And so I exhort you, keep pressing forward in faith. Keep your heart tethered to my promises, and never doubt my ability to achieve the impossible on your behalf. Do not let adversity steal your praise. In the very moment when trials rage the fiercest, let your worship rise to the throne of heaven. Worship is your weapon. It disarms the enemy and reorients your perspective toward my eternal victory. When you worship, your spirit ascends above your present difficulties, connecting with the timeless reality of my sovereignty. In that space, your burdens lighten and your courage is renewed. Carry these words with you as a lamp in the dark, as a compass when you feel lost. Revisit them often, letting them remind you of my heart for you, a heart that loves without end, forgives without hesitation, and provides without fail. Should you stumble, stand again, supported by my grace. Should you celebrate, invite me into your rejoicing, giving glory to the one who made all things possible. Whether in tears or in laughter, in confusion or in clarity, cling to the knowledge that I, your heavenly Father, am always at your side. My beloved child, you have journeyed far. Still, there is more to discover, more to receive, more to become in my presence. This chapter of your life is only a part of a grander story that I am writing with my own hand. If you allow me, I will continue to pen beauty from ashes, drawing you into deeper communion and guiding you into ever-growing faith. Will you trust me for the chapters yet unwritten? The pen is in my hand, and I will write a narrative of redemption beyond your greatest dreams. So I ask you, remain open. Keep listening. Keep praying. Keep hoping. Keep loving those around you with the love I first showed you. And above all, keep believing in the wonders I can accomplish in a heart fully surrendered. I promise I will not fail you, nor forsake you. My love for you is steadfast and eternal. Amen.